What's up, YouTube? We talked to Deonna Purrazzo today, the current Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, the AAA Reina de Reinas Champion. The champ was in the house, but I realized on accident that you actually can't even see me talk to her at all. You can only see her answer all the questions that I have. So you won't see me, you'll hear my voice, but she's probably better to look at than this ugly mug of a face anyway. So, I mean, it's a win for everybody. But also, me and my buddy over here, we're going to Impact Wrestling in Philadelphia on March 19th, the Saturday show. Tickets, everything is in link down in the description. So if you want to go to Impact Wrestling, and maybe you'll see us there, that's not a reason to really go. You should go for like the wrestling. It's great. What's up, Squeak? What's up, YouTube? Today I have a very special guest, and I would say the best women's wrestler in the world. It's Deonna Purrazzo. How's it going?
How are you? That was an amazing introduction.
Of course, I try. I'm doing well. Obviously, Impact Wrestling has some very big shows coming up in Philadelphia, March 18th, March 19th, the Impact South Philadelphia Showdown. This will be my first time going to Impact Wrestling show since like 2013. And for a lot of fans just like myself that are now getting back into watching Impact Wrestling, going to Impact Wrestling, what makes Impact Wrestling shows different from other wrestling companies?
You know, I think what has made Impact always so special is their storytelling. And especially since Hard to Kill, we kind of hit the reset button on a lot of things. And we've seen new champions, we've seen new talent, we've seen, new stories. So I think it's a really interesting time for Impact as we get back to having fans, we get back to traveling, for fans to be a part of these shows. And they make our storytelling that much better with their interaction and how they respond to it. So I expect the same in Philly this weekend.
For sure. And like you've had like a lot of matches in Philadelphia. Actually, one in particular was a Women's of Honor match versus Karen Q. What can we expect out of you going back into the 2300 arena in Philadelphia?
Oh, it's always a little bit of a homecoming for me coming back to the East Coast. Obviously, I'm from Jersey, but I cut my teeth wrestling in Philadelphia at the 2300 arena with Ring of Honor, all the way up the coast to Massachusetts, wrestling with Beyond Wrestling. And, Ring of Honor always ran in Lowell, Massachusetts. So it always feels good to be back and come back to my roots a little bit. Obviously, my family can come, so that adds a whole nother element to it. But I think for me, I'm doing the champ challenges right now. It's going to be fun to see who accepts the challenges, but then also too, I've taken these matches as opportunities to get back to my technical wrestling and, show some different technique and things that I haven't gotten to do before, but had in my back pocket. So I think fans can always expect, obviously, a solid match and a victory from the Virtuosa, but also some surprises in who answers the champ challenge this weekend.
For sure. And like you have two championships right now. I didn't even say that in intro. You have the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship and the AAA Championship. That's a lot of things to carry on airplanes and whatnot. But with that, obviously there's a big Ring of Honor show coming up very soon, and it recently just got bought by Tony Khan. What's your thoughts on Ring of Honor being bought by AEW? And if you're going to be at Supercard of Honor defending that championship, who do you want to defend it against?
I'd love to defend it against Britt Baker. But there's also a lot of other women in AEW that, and obviously I don't know what's to come of my relationship with Ring of Honor and Tony buying Ring of Honor. And I just don't know. There's a lot of unanswered questions, I think, for everyone right now. And everything's just a little bit up in the air. But I would love to be at Supercard of Honor. If I'm asked to be, I will be there 100% defending my Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. But yeah, if it's Britt, we've talked about that for years, it feels like now. But there's such a plethora of women's talent there that I think really could be showcased better and more. And I'd love to wrestle Chris Statlander. I'd love to wrestle Layla Hirsch. I'd love to wrestle Red Velvet. There's so many women there that would be first-time matchups for me and potential dream matches.
Definitely. And like looking at some like the big matches you've been in so far, like at Hard to Kill against Mickie James, what's like wrestling with that kind of pressure? In the main event, you have like all the eyes in the world on you right now, especially the Royal Rumble appearance by Mickie James. What's it like wrestling in that kind of pressure?
Wrestling is probably the only thing in my life that makes me super emotional. So the pressure is never lost on me. I am so grateful for the position that Impact Wrestling has continuously put me in over the last 2 years. being the Knockouts champion for nearly 2 years, and then being able to go to places like AAA, go to places like Ring of Honor, be a part of NWA's Empower. The pressure is never lost on me, and I feel it in my heart in those moments. So I get super, super emotional. But once I'm in the ring, that's kind of my happy place. That's where I know I can control everything. I am the virtuosa, and I really feel her. And she and Deonna, the real person, like, become synonymous. So pressure in the ring is whatever. But before and afterwards, I swear, in moments like the main event, I was a nervous wreck, and I was crying, and I swear you can see it on my face, and Steve and Chelsea laugh at me when you can tell I want to cry, because it's like, it's not like the normal, like, here I am. It's like, don't cry, don't cry. When you see it on my face.
For sure. And like, actually looking at Sacrifice, you defended one of your titles against Chelsea Green. And obviously everyone knows like your close relationship with Chelsea and Britt Baker. You guys are like all best friends. What's something that like you've taught them in their wrestling careers and they've taught you as well?
I think that we've kind of all taught each other things. I think that, from my experiences versus Britt's experiences, especially in the last, 2.5 years, coming from NXT and what I was going through, Britt really taught me that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and what I was going through is not the end all be all. And I think that everyone in wrestling was kind of taught that with the creation of AEW. Is like, there is another place that we can go and thrive in the same capacity you do in WWE. But seeing Britt succeed and really like relish in all of her opportunity and success really helped like focus me in on like, who cares about all this other BS, because I know what I'm doing, and if I leave here, I'm gonna be okay. And then Chelsea I see Chelsea every single day. We talk all day long, and she just teaches me to go with the flow and to have fun and to not take wrestling so seriously. I think that that's something I'm learning more and more as I get older, and more years in wrestling. But she just has so much fun, and she's so carefree, and she's just kind of like, whatever happens, happens. And she's taught me to just really like stress less and embrace more. So yeah, I think that I learn from them every single day in our friendship. And that's what's so great about having two best friends who are there by my side, but also dealing with their own stuff. And we can just constantly bounce off of each other and, be the support we need in whether it's great moments or really bad moments.
For sure. And like having like that support group is obviously really important. And like, obviously you also say you're from New Jersey, and that Sacrificer is a really big title when Natasha steals. What's your thoughts on seeing her actually win that Knockouts championship? Because I know that was a title that was once yours.
Yeah. And, obviously we all want to be the champion. I want to be not just the champ, but the champ. But, seeing Tasha win I know how much that meant to her. And I know the journey that she's been on since she started wrestling, but then also came to Team Adams and trained with me and Karen and Damian and Carissa. So to see that culmination for her was really, really special. And I'm happy I got to be there. And I definitely was very emotional for her. There were tears shed before and after for her. And I'm just so excited to see where this takes her in her career and what she does while she's the Knockouts champion. And then I'm also excited to eventually take the Knockouts championship from her.
Oof, that'd be a lot of belts. Jeez.
champ.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a mouthful, but hey, we'll get used to it eventually. But obviously, there's Rebellions coming up next month as well, April 23rd in New York at the MJN Convention Center. What's a match that you really want to be a part of? Is it another champ challenge, or is it something a little bit different?
It was bittersweet at Hard to Kill for the Ultimate X, because as much as it was so special to, culminate this story with Mickie James and everything we had been working towards in the first ever Knockouts pay-per-view main event, I was jealous that I wasn't a part of the first ever Knockouts Ultimate X. So, I don't know that an Ultimate X is coming back at Rebellion that soon, but I'd eventually down the road love to be a part of that. I assume that because I'm going to keep both my championships, that it will be a champ challenge at Rebellion. And I'd be interested to see who would answer the challenge. I mean, Taya Valkyrie is the #1 contender for my Reina de Reinas championship. So it could be her. It could be, now we have AEW owning Ring of Honor, so it could be someone from AEW. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I guess like one of my last questions is Women's History Month. Who are like 3 like legends, OGs, veterans in the game that you actually model your career after?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, model my career after so much as have been inspired by. And I think when you look at my career, and this is something that has been told to me quite a bit, is that someone like Gail Kim, you know, who was in WWE, wasn't happy, didn't work out, came to Impact, and look, she made her career here. And she is OG legend. Working with her, I've learned so much. Making her proud of where our Knockouts division is means the entire world to me. And, you know, I think that our career paths, same as Mickie James, our career paths has kind of been, you know, parallel to each other, where we've been able to leave one place and do better in another. So, yeah, I don't know if there's anyone I've necessarily modeled my career after, but I've definitely been inspired by so many women like Gail, like Mickie. Trish was my end all be all as a fan. I loved to love her and loved to hate her. And I can't wait to meet her one day because we've never met. But yeah, those are my 3, I guess.
Fair enough. Deonna, where can I find you on social media?
Everyone can find me at Deonna Purrazzo on Twitter and on Instagram.
Definitely. And thank you for once again coming on the channel. I really appreciate it. I know we talked one time like last summer, so that was a very long time ago. But thank you so much for coming on. Guys, you can buy tickets for all these shows on impactwrestling.com, and you can watch on YouTube, Access TV, Fight, etc. So many options to watch Impact Wrestling. It's a great show. Make sure to like, comment, share, and always subscribe. And we're out.
We going up like 1,000. I'm a flesh just like a muscle man Malcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'm a flesh just like a muscle man Malcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze.